When a girl gets her first period, this is God's sign that she's ready for, I guess, childbirth. And I'm afraid this is simply absolutely false. It's medically false. It's just not true. And I'll offer a few responses. First, Aisha hadn't reached puberty when Muhammad began to have sex with her. And so if you're saying that God gives the sign of menses, God gives the sign of puberty as the appropriate time when men are first allowed to have sex with a woman, then according to you, Muhammad was a horrible sinner because he didn't wait for this time. Exactly. Second, the Quran, according to you, cannot be from God because according to you, God only allows men to have sex with women after they've reached puberty, but the Quran in Surah 65:4 allows men to have sex with women before they've reached puberty. So the Quran cannot be from God since you've got conflicting positions there. And finally, I'll explain why. I said this yesterday. When a girl gets her first period, this is not a sign that she is ready to give childbirth. Find me a non-Muslim doctor who will say that. What doctors say is that puberty, that when a girl gets her first period, this is the beginning of puberty. It's not a sign that she's ready to give birth. It's a sign that a change has begun in her body, which several years down the road will allow her to give birth. Yes. It's puberty is a process that takes several years. And when a girl first gets her period, that's a sign that puberty has begun. It's not a sign, aha, let's go in and have sex with her so we can get her pregnant. Why? Because girls who are young and haven't finished the process of puberty are not ready to give childbirth. Their hips and their birth canals have not widened. That takes a process of several years. If it hasn't widened, this is why you have girls dying in the Middle East and in Northern Africa and everywhere Islam has spread, because people believe just like you believe. You're telling these people around the world, if your daughter's 9 years old, go ahead and marry her off, start having sex, and then these girls die because of this false, immoral teaching. And so I would just advise you, look at the facts, not the facts from your Quran, not the facts from your Hadith. Look at the medical facts, and when you see what's really good for a young girl, you will see that it's not good for her to become pregnant, and therefore you should reject what you're claiming, and you should reject Muhammad as a prophet.
Okay, Abdul, just let Sam say one thing, and then we're going to give it back to you. Quickly, Sam.
I'm sorry that we're bombarding you, but David Wood said that Aisha hadn't reached puberty and that the Quran doesn't sanction someone reaching puberty or having monthly cycles in order for you to marry them. Let me give you the hadiths that prove what David Wood said concerning Aisha. And I'm going to add a point real quick because we got a lot of calls and, you know, it's not we were trying to get rid of you, but listen to this. Okay, let me read Sahih Muslim, number 3311. Pay attention here, that when Muhammad married Aisha and consummated through sexual intercourse, Aisha had her dolls with her. Sahih Muslim number 3311. Aisha reported that Allah's apostle married her when she was 7 years old, and she was taken to his house as a bride when she was 9. Her dolls were with her. So she took her dolls with Muhammad to his house when she was 9, and the Prophet died when she was 18 years old. So he consummated the marriage, and she was still playing with dolls. Now, Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 8, number 151. Sahih al-Bukhari, volume 8, number 151. Dr. Muhammad Muskhin Khan, in his translation of this hadith, inserts the comments of Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. Ibn Hajar wrote a commentary on Bukhari. Let me read what he says here. Narrated Aisha, I used to play with the dolls in the presence of the Prophet, and my girlfriends also used to play with me. When Allah's apostle used to enter my dwelling place, they used to hide themselves. But the Prophet would call them to join and play with me. Now, in parentheses, Muskhin Khan provides the comments of Ibn Hajar. Ibn Hajar, the one who wrote an explanation of Bukhari. The playing with the dolls and similar images is forbidden. You cannot play with images. But it was allowed for Aisha at that time, as she was a little girl, not yet reached the age of puberty. So according to the hadiths and Ibn Hajar, Aisha, when Muhammad slept with her as his wife, was still playing with dolls, something forbidden for grown-ups, but allowed for young girls who haven't reached puberty. So by your claim, you just condemned Muhammad. And you're still left with the problem, why would a 54-year-old marry a 9-year-old? Let's say you're right, your argument makes sense, we can't refute you. You don't marry a 9-year-old to a 54-year-old who's old enough to be her grandfather.